Computer. Hello, and welcome to Give Permission to Ask Questions. Today, I have one of my friends, Matt McLean. Um, do your 30-second elevator pitch, Matt. Who are you?
Oh, wow.
Oh, sorry. I never said
So,
give permission to ask questions is easy for people to be on.
uh, okay. So, if we talked, you asked me what I did, I would let you know that I'm a personal and professional development coach. I own a couple businesses. I've been doing this for over 12 years now, studying the information, using it for my life, and it's helped me build my businesses, build relationships with other people, build relationships with my kids, my spouse. I love it. I love doing it. It's my passion. It's my purpose. And yeah, that's what I can tell you about it. So if there's something that you want to achieve and you just don't know how to do it, we need to have a conversation because it's very, very possible that you can do it.
Matt is highly successful. So if you're like, how do I be successful? Matt, he will help you. A good conversation goes a long way. So today, Give Permission is about self-love. So I'm going to ask Matt, why is self-love important? Why do we have to talk about it today? Why did
Oh
we
my
pick that
gosh.
topic?
Well, I'll tell you what, and in our previous discussions, we were talking about, like this is not a topic that I thought I would ever really be talking about. I never thought I would go on stage and talk about, hey, you got to love yourself and you got to do these things. And because it really, in the last few months, it just really, really hit me. And I've really repaired a relationship that I had with myself. I mean, we talk to ourselves more than we talk to anybody else in a day, right? It's like you've got to become your own best friend. You've got to be able to encourage yourself. You've got to be able to share love. You've got to be able to, respect yourself for where you're at right now in life. And when you do that, you're able to love more people. You're able to give more. You just put yourself on this frequency that attracts good things into your life, and they just kind of continue to grow. So yeah, that's
Like,
again,
yeah, in your life, I've seen, well, I didn't really know you before, but like when you talked about the self-love thing on your Facebook, it was like a little light was like, oh damn, I resonate with that. I agree with that. And what's interesting or fascinating about self-love, it's like a journey. Like you're never done. Like some days you're up here, some days you're down here, some days you're way down here, but like so we were equating self-love to the vibration of like money, to the vibration of energy. Like I think at the root of everything, self-love and loving yourself really is the healthiest, most possible case scenario in life.
I think it's the number one relationship that we have to work on in the beginning if you want to be successful.
Mhm.
And
Right? Most companies fail not because of business, but because of self-love. That tenacious beast within you will make you fail. But that's why you're like, let's love ourselves and be nice to ourselves. Like this whole year, I was like, the only thing that will make my business poop out is if I don't believe in myself. My very first mantra in my company was I'm building a mindset that's highly successful. And through like revelations, the universe, it's like love yourself. That's number one.
yeah, I mean, you've got to become your number one advocate. Like you should be best friends with yourself.
Yeah.
You really should, because at the end of the day, that's who you have. I bet on me. I don't bet on anybody else.
Mhm.
I bet on me. And able to do that, I need to love myself and I need to be able to go, you can do this, pal. Like, don't worry about what anybody else says. Go out there and make it happen. Like, go help people. Go do the things that make you feel good because you're helping other people and it makes them feel good too. But without having that healthy relationship inside of me, how do you do that? Right? You go in and you don't have the confidence to be able to help people. And here's the thing, I mean, when we talk, you can hear me. So you're hearing words, gestures, and you're seeing me, you're taking this information in. But if I'm not thinking what I'm saying, you can feel it,
I agree.
right? So if I'm saying, hey, I really want to help you, and I'm thinking in myself, like, oh, like I don't even know what I'm doing, or like I don't know if I can help you. You start to lose that confidence. I'm saying one thing, you're feeling another. I'm sending a double binding message to you, and that doesn't help. And a lot of that comes down to self-confidence as well. And as you learn to love yourself, your confidence will go up, right? And as your confidence goes up, you're able to share these beautiful gifts that you have inside of you that no one else has. And it goes back to what we talked about before about not comparing ourselves to other people.
Mhm.
And when we have a healthy relationship with ourselves, we're not actually going to do that anymore, right? Really, because here's the thing, if I am talking to you and I'm worried about how you're feeling about me, I'm not focused on you. I can't help you, right? That's not a good way to coach somebody to help them.
Mhm.
If I'm worried about what you're thinking about me, well, my confidence level is actually going down and I'm not focused on you. I can't focus on two things at once. So when I love myself, I can just know, hey, I'm an awesome person. I'm at a certain level right now, which I can provide some products, some services, some coaching, some training, some inspiration, maybe, some education on how you can raise your vibration and manifest the things that you want inside of your life versus going, oh, I wonder what Lorette Lee is thinking about me right
Right.
now. Right? And then I'm like,
Um,
just kind of weird.
well, it's funny because I'm gonna head like back to development. Like I run Phoenix career development, and like self-love is a development. Programming is a development. Like my last client was like, is there a quick fix? Like, is there something I can do real fast? And like there is. It's like self-love, self-development. But he's not at the place where if I tell him he would understand. And it's just a fact. Do you know what I mean? Like even like, hey, this is what you need to do. This is your quick fix, which is mantras, affirmations, attitude, belief, like crazy belief in yourself. And like, I already know he's going to struggle with that because he's not the type of person that's like, go, go, go. He's the type of person that's like, think, think, think. I'm like, that is your problem right there. So, like, I know I'm like, you need 15 weeks with me because that's like, I have theory and then I have practice. My practice is 100 days, 15 weeks to work with me one time a week for 15 weeks to like work on theories and concepts of like being uncomfortable, belief in self, i.e., self love, goals and stuff like that. But I just find it like really fascinating how self love, it's like every day you pick up that cross. How can I love myself today? And like what you were saying earlier, healthy you, best possible case scenario, best vibration you attract the clients that are like, you bring them up to your level, healthy them. And like what's cool about synergy and what's cool about, I have a feeling with your theory and with my theory is people fly afterwards. So they become the phoenix and then they like create and manifest their own life. So that's why I like people like you, because I'm like, all you do is change something like a little bit, and then you put the power in their hands. So like with my company, I always tell people, I will empower you. I will teach you how to be your master. Because like I can't do it. I'm not gonna like, I will guide you along the way for a season, but like it's about putting the keys in your hand and being like, do it up. So you told me simple steps to self-love. What do you remember what they were?
Yeah, well, do you know what, the one thing that's coming to my mind right now that we're talking about, and you kind of said it, like, as we talk to people, like, repetition is key.
Mm-hmm.
And so what do I mean by that right now on self-love and how to love yourself? Well, every single day you wake up, you have to make a decision that you're going to love yourself, right? You have to make a decision that you're going to, work on that relationship with yourself every day. So the key things that I do that really brought me to this realization of, oh my gosh, like, wow, like this is such a different feeling. I'm not fighting myself anymore. I'm not beating myself up. Was, doing affirmations every day. So I come into my office at a certain time in the morning. It's usually pretty early, 6:30, and I write, I'm so happy and grateful now, and the things that I love about myself, right? And maybe I'm writing about things that I want to see in the future, right? Maybe I'm writing about business success and I'm visualizing it and I'm seeing myself in that light. Then I do what's called self-image. Now, self-image, I've been doing it now for the last 75 days. And here's the thing, what we need to understand is, one, we need to make a decision to do it, but we also have to give ourselves permission to change, right? We have to give ourselves permission. And it can
I
actually,
told that.
your life can change so quick if you give yourself permission and you start writing about the person that you want to become. So I write about the person I want to become in present tense, and then I start living like that person. So it's like, how do I want to interact with people? How do I feel? How do I dress? Um, it's how do people interact with me? I vision that. I create these future memories that I sink into my subconscious mind. Because when you realize we're dealing with the mind, and we're dealing with self images, and we're dealing with emotion, and we start realizing all these things, it's so important to create that repetition. And when you realize that your mind is actually a goal seeking machine, it's a machine, and there's a program in it. And the program has come, and it's been programmed from everything that we've internalized from the external world. And we're letting outside things affect our inside mind. So a lot of times we look at our present results and we focus on results, and we feel and think we are that person. When in all reality, what we need to do is we need to create from our higher side, which is our mind. And we
Mhm.
visualize and we see the things that we want, and we write about it. And we do that with repetition. All of a sudden it starts sinking down into the subconscious mind, and that's the goal seeking mechanism. So when you're in your normal day in common hours, I always say you'll meet success in common hours when you're ready for it, when you're looking for it, when you're programmed to do it. So that's, I understand how that part of the mind works. I'm continuously working on programming it to get the results that I want, to feel the way that I want, to love myself, to love other people, to share things, to do better things. And, every day I'm looking at improving myself or my life in some shape or form, whatever that is. And then also not rushing it, not forcing it. Force negates
Right.
as we're doing.
Gentle surrender. Boop, boop, boop.
Ah, I love that. Yeah. Surrender to the new idea of who you're
Yes.
going to become.
Yes. And there's
Yeah.
4 stages of life, which is like, when you're a baby, it's like within subconscious and conscious, right? So like you're a conscious creature, subconscious. I don't remember. Darn it. It's just gonna be real bad, Lorette telling you, but like get the flow of it. So like your subconscious sucks when you're little, right? And you're learning how to be conscious because you're a baby, right? So you're learning how to pick up things. And then you have this like middle second step is you're not really thinking about your subconscious still, but you know it exists, right? So then the third one is kind of like the awakening where you're like, oh shit, everything happens from the subconscious. And so you're kind of more intentional about listening to your subconscious. But the fourth and final step is like where your subconscious becomes competent and you're like, yes. So as soon as your subconscious becomes competent, your consciousness is like high vibration. You rock the shit out of life. Like, I love that thought. I always have a hard time explaining it, but I'm like, there comes a point where you have to play in the subconscious and you have to play in the crazy land of manifestation, of a belief in self. And then eventually it will come. Because, like, what was the first manifestation thing that you told me? Uh, what's the manifestation that you normally have when you wake up? I wrote it down and then I forgot where I put it. Sorry. Do you remember? Because I liked it.
Um, I'm not sure if I remember. I mean, it's so funny. And this is what I'll tell you. This is what
Oh,
changes.
future memories though. It had
Yes.
something to do with your future memories.
Yeah. So we were talking about memory and how memory is perfect. And we can create future memories, and we can start living from that future memory in that vibration and work backwards towards our goal. Steve Jobs says we can always connect the dots looking backwards.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what we're doing. We're creating this mind movie of where we want to be, the success we want to have, and the feeling that that creates. And then we can take a look, and we can look backwards, right? And I always say the goal never changes, right? So we set a big beautiful goal for ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
but the plan can change every day, right? Because sometimes the one thing that that may be making us successful right now, we might have had some success in life and we plant our flagpole there and we go, I'm going to continue doing this. It could be the very thing that's holding us back, right? So the plan can change. The goal never does. The goal is like your purpose. It's like the sun of your universe. Everything else revolves around it. But as we move towards it, that plan, we can change the plan. right?
Pretty
To get to
sure
where you want to be.
your mantra was like something like, I'm amazing and achieve all my goals. Do you know what I mean? It's like really simple.
I expect my results.
Yeah.
So, we have to give ourselves permission. So the one thing I always say to myself is whenever I'm doing something, I expect that what I'm going to do is working. And
Mhm.
then I also think, I don't think about, well, what if it's hard? I think, what if it's easy, right? When I come
Yes.
up against it, I'm not really sure what I need to do. I just go, well, I'm expecting the results. I know everything I do works, is what I tell myself. Everything that I do works. And I expect those results. And then I also say to myself, what if it's easy, right? Instead of thinking about how hard it could be,
Man,
well,
this is
what if
one
it's
of
easy?
the reasons I really like you. Cause I like first year in business, I was like, this is so hard. And then the very first conversation you and me had, you were like, what if it's easy? I'm like, oh dang, that's manifestation 101. So this year I've been really intentional about this is easy. And I'm like, wait, it was easy. Like when I started that mantra, sponsored by you, but I'll give it to the universe. I stopped pushing the rock up the hill in my company. People like come to me now. People are drawn to me. Like they're like, hey, I saw you on the internet, or hey, I did this. So thank you, Matt, for being an amazing life coach.
My pleasure.
Okay, so do you remember what the first step of self-love was? Or did we already talk about that? I don't remember.
I don't know. We talked about it so much, and
Affirmation. Okay, so that was step number one. Remember what
it's
step? Yeah,
affirmations,
step two was
self.
exercise.
Another thing I do is you want to look good and feel good, right? You want to feel good about yourself. So exercise is a very big part of my weekly routine, at least 3 4 times a week, because as I look good, I feel good, right?
Yeah.
I want to take care of this body that I'm in, and it makes me feel good to exercise, eat well. I don't always eat well, especially around Halloween. We got all this chocolate and all this candy. I love that too, right? But I give myself permission to indulge in it, right? But these things of just looking good, feeling good, wearing clothes that make me feel good, comfortable. I used to be in suit and tie all the time. Now I'm usually in a hoodie and
I was gonna say,
and
I bet you
sweatpants and I have
hoodie.
jeans on today. I
I
put
was like,
jeans on.
it's Sunday.
I am
I
wearing
was like, I
pants.
bet Matt's gonna be in a hoodie today. And I was like, yes. So that's why I wore this too. Cause I'm like, I know what you're gonna wear today. And you're still gonna look amazing and you're still gonna look professional. So I'm like, yes. Like if this conversation happened even 10 years ago, we both would have been like super professional. So I find
Yeah.
like the flow of life, like there's no way I would rather be in this than like to the T amazing because I already am to the T amazing, so I don't need to. But I'm like, I look good today. Like we can pass as a 10 out of 10. And so like when I go dating, usually everyone's like, if you rate people, I'm a 13 out of 10. Okay. Like this is a rare find. No one else is like me. And I'm ballsy enough to say it. So I'm like, what?
You have to.
That
The
guy-
confidence is important. It's
yeah.
important to have self
I
confidence.
wanted to talk to you about your mastermind groups because that's one of the reasons that you said like self love, like love yourself and love other people as well. How do you get involved with your mastermind groups? Like,
Well, I create them actually.
how do I don't
So
get it.
what with my client base, and it's funny. I just started with my clients. Usually, what I did is I found colleagues in my field or people that were in my industry, and I would create these groups of 6 to 8 people, and we would meet on a weekly basis for an hour. And we would, the goal of Mastermind is givers gain. So everybody comes into a meeting giving, not expecting anything in return. But when it's your turn to speak, and you talk about maybe what you want to achieve this week, or so we start with a win. Like this is what's happening. Yeah, this is awesome, and this is what I'm working towards this week. And you've got 7 or 8 people listening to what you're talking about, and all of a sudden, you're getting suggestions and some feedback from the members because what the goal is to give, right? So we're trying to give to help each other, and then all of a sudden you got 7 or 8 people focusing on you,
Mhm.
and then you go around to the next person, you're focused on them, right? You're trying to help them, you're bringing something to the table maybe they didn't think about, or you're just sending good energy. So I love doing this, and I do it very early in the mornings, several times a week, because it starts my day feeling good, right? When you give, you feel good. When you give without any expectation, you feel really good, right? And then all of a sudden people are giving back to you without any expectation as well. And the interesting thing about a mastermind group is as they continue on for 6 months to a year, you could be out and about, midday, and all of a sudden you can feel this frequency, this energy, and it's your mastermind partners, one of them or several of them, thinking about you in a successful light, and they're sending you this energy,
Yeah.
right? And you can feel energy from all the other side of the world.
Have
Like it's
you read
crazy.
Carolyn Myss' Advanced Energy Autonomy?
I have not.
That changed my life because I was like, that's what she's talking about is you can feel other people's energies and you can change the energy around you. Like that's the whole point of blessing people. When I opened my company, I knew it was going to be a blessing. I knew that when I opened my company, people are going to be blessed. They're going to change their mindset and they're going to like go to their dream career. Like that's a blessing to even be like, oh damn, I have given myself permission to love myself enough to like I will like burn the boat over here of like my shitty life and step into the power of like purpose and step into the power of like this is my dream, this is I want to create. Like so like it's just funny because that's exactly what you're talking about is blessing people, and the vibrational energy of blessing people, or like know when people are hurting, know when they need your help. Vibrational, the best give that you can give someone is energy. I'm like, what? Like that's like kind of what I've been learning from that book and just how you talk. I'm like, yep. And like we're heading into the age of Aquarius. So like we're gonna have, you know how we have like doctors that are just physical, 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 and we all know there's a breakdown of life right now. We're gonna have new doctors that are like holistic energy doctors, but they'll be like respected in the field. Like that's what I'm excited about is like that's my thought anyways.
You take a look at it. Back in 1934, there was a doctor named Dr. Thurman Fleet,
Mhm.
and he was like a plastic surgeon, and he would heal somebody's scar, or he would give them a nicer nose, whatever that meant, or fix some sort of disfigure that they had on them. But what he started to realize is he wasn't healing the whole person, because some people that got the nose job or got the scar fixed that was affecting them or making them feel uncomfortable, some people's mindset changed right away and they started living a better life and they started feeling better and they started doing better things. And then some people didn't, right? He could fix the scar or fix the nose or whatever it may be,
Imposter
and
syndromes.
there was no change. So what he realized is he wasn't healing the whole person.
Mhm.
And he was the one who gave us the picture of the stick person, kind of showing the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the body. And really started focusing on the mind and how like think about it. When you go to the doctor, let's say you cut yourself, right? When you go to the doctor, yeah, he might put some stitches in it, but he doesn't heal your body. Your mind heals your body.
Yes, right here. Just kidding. Don't look at that.
So it's important to have a
I
healthy
hurt
relationship.
myself and I'm actually watching how I'm healing right now. I'm like, ooh, this is fascinating.
Also, mind being like one of the most powerful things in the world, but really we're looking at outside things to affect the inside, right? But really the highest power is the mind and what we're going to create and the expectation of what we're going to do and the people we're going to help and the way we feel about ourselves and everything else, right? So it was always a very interesting concept to me from the day that I stumbled upon this, because
Man, don't
honestly
get
I got into
soft.
this.
It's real.
I when I first got into personal development, it had nothing to do with business. It had everything to do with I was depressed, I was angry, I was had a short fuse. I wasn't the nicest person in the world. And I was tired of feeling that way because I knew there was a better life. So I got into this industry, and all of a sudden as I started developing myself and my self-worth and my self-confidence, my entire life changed. I went from earning $42,000 a year to over 240 in 2.5 months, and I was a believer at that point in time. Then I did another program for another 14 months, and I went from 2 to 5. And it was mind blowing to see that. So, what I figured out was wow, there's so many people like me, living like me, or that were living like me. I need to help these people. And that's when I got into the actual coaching side of things. So, in the beginning, it had nothing to do with money, it had everything to do with self worth, self confidence. And then I realized I'm being very selfish by not sharing this information because there's so many people out there that could benefit from this,
Yeah, the
right?
last
And I
step is
started
giving. Like,
teaching it.
Yeah,
and
teaching.
it turned into a business.
Um, I love this. Like, give permission always goes like one thought and then it turns into like 8 thoughts. And I know I have another thought like on the tip of my tongue, but like my brain is a slow processor. It will come when it needs to come, so I'm not too worried.
Yes.
So love yourself, give permission to win. I love that. And so like every Friday, that's why I drop my wins in the thing. But like most people don't even give themselves permission to think about their wins during the day or during the week. And that's why I'm always like, I slayed a dragon today, everyone. Uh. But like I need those wins. I need to create the story of the win so that I win. Like that's kind of how and why I do wins. But it's so funny because everyone's like, how do you win all the time? I'm like, I create it. So yeah, give permission to win, give permission to like self-love, give permission to change. I love that. I'm doing NLP right now. So neuro linguistical programming is like you change like that as soon as you address it. So like there is a quick fix in life. You have to be willing to break it though. You have to be like, okay, I have to address this problem right here. Like when I addressed my pattern belief of money is bad, there was some tears. It was ugly, but now I make money. So
We don't make money, we earn money.
we earn money. Money
Yeah.
flows to me. Okay. And then give permission to give. Like, how cool is that? I love that. Um, any last sage advice there, Matt?
Yeah. Be persistent. You got to be persistent, even when you don't see the results. You got to detach yourself from results.
Your
Because if you
drive
focus
is
on
the thing. Yeah.
results,
Believe in yourself. That's, oh, wow. Full circle. This is like, because I believe your drive, if it dies, you never had that drive. But if you have the self love within you and you believe in yourself, your drive and your purpose are always there because you believe in yourself. Like, so good. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns. Did we address everything that you wanted to today, Matt?
I could talk for hours.
So could I. Okay.
We could be on here all night. But I think we achieved. I think one of the things that people need to do when stepping out into their own, or when they're thinking about a goal, or just in life in general, to feel better, especially in this world today. It's so crazy, right? We're just seeing all this bad stuff, and we're focused on bad things, and but you got to change your perception. You got to change your focus on what's good right now, right? What is the opportunity in this, and how is your life changing? How's it benefiting? And then really turn around and go, do I really love myself? And ask yourself that question. Have a conversation with yourself. Sit in a room for an hour and start listing off the things that you love about yourself, and the things that you don't like. Make a decision. Do you want to change them, or are they worth changing? And if you want to change them, make a decision to do it, and see yourself changing them, and then
Yeah.
start working toward
I gave myself a week to do I am statements. So like really prep up my self-confidence. By end of the week, I'm like, I'm fierce. Like, yay me.
it. Right?
So yeah, thanks for
This
being
animal.
yeah, and everyone have a great day.